Hello, my name is Brian. This is P.B.M. Vending. And today was the soft opening, and the result was a hard closing. Now, the immediate answer to the question you probably have is no, I didn't place any machines. I had a bad day. But not for the reason you think. I had a bad day because once again I was reminded what a godless city this is that I live in. Let me go back. Our ministry, Prayer Box Ministry, is literally putting boxes in businesses. People put prayer requests in there and then our people pray for them. And since this is the capital city and since this is where I live, I wanted this to be we were going to cover all of central Illinois, but I wanted Springfield to be the biggest and the best. So I worked 3 times as hard in Springfield as I did in any other city. And about 2 years ago, I had to pull every single machine in Springfield, every single box. And I had to pull it because the Christians stopped writing in them, and people were writing nasty, evil stuff. They were destroying my boxes. They were stealing the boxes. There was never any pens. They would take the stuff and throw it inside the box so that nobody could use it. I mean, it just got to the point. At one point it was bigger. And over time it got down to be like 3 or 4 or 5 boxes in the whole city of Springfield. So I just had to pull them. And I remember thinking at the time, this is unbelievable. Because 30 minutes up the road in Decatur, where I spent very little time putting boxes in up there, I have many, many, many more boxes up there. And the Christians are using the heck out of them. And I haven't lost any. 30 minutes away from here. But see, I had forgotten that lesson. Now let me tell you how I was reminded. So I went out this morning. Now I passed out a lot of business cards. I talked to a lot of people. Unusual. I got, the typical sales stuff. But the second or third lady I talked to is where it started dawning on me. I handed her my business card and I started going through my spiel. And, she was half listening, half not listening, And I said the word ministry or prayer box or something, and she instantly, I could feel the nasty evil come off of her. And as I walked out the door, I thought, wow, that was unbelievable. So I went on about my morning, and I continually was running up against just nastiness. And I still didn't understand why. So I took as much of a beating as I could handle. Then I came home and I sat down and I prayed about it, and God said, take your shirt off. I was like, what? Take your shirt off, put on a different shirt, and go back out this afternoon. I said, okay. Well, actually, I argued about it because that then gives me a moral dilemma. But we'll get to that in a minute. So I did. I took my shirt off, put on a civilian shirt with no cross, just a shirt. And I went back out this afternoon, not one bit of nasty. Not one bit of nasty. I even walked into a tattoo parlor and there was 3 people, and I mean this. Nothing against tattoo people, but this is the truth. I walked in, stuck my head in the door, and they were fooling around or something, and I looked and there was 3 people in there, and they had so many tattoos on they looked like snakes. All 3 of them sitting around, and I just backed out. They said, oh no man, you're cool, come on in. I didn't. I just backed out, closed the door, and moved on. But even from them, no nasty. everywhere I went. And I was like, the way that I was received was 100% diametrically opposed. And I've been thinking about it all afternoon, and the more I think about it, the more depressed I get. And I remember years ago, I had made a stop. And you know, on Sunday in this town, if you go around, the church parking lots are full. But you can't find them after Sunday. And I remember running into this guy in an oil or a mechanic shop. And I was asking to put a prayer box in. And he said, no. He said, I'm a Christian, but you can't mix God and business. I'll lose business. And I walked out of there and I felt sorry for that guy. In fact, I thought about that today when I was praying with God. And I said, well, and here's the moral dilemma. Do I leave my shirt off and build a business that people don't know that God's in the middle of, or do I wear the shirt and beat myself up and never get any machines placed? I don't know the answer. Now I know that I did not make a mistake on this business being from God. I know that's not right. But on the other hand, I don't know what the right thing to do is from this point. It almost makes me want to just throw my hands up and say, forget it. How can you be a Christian, claim to be a Christian, go to church on Sunday, and completely leave God out of all of your business dealings? I don't understand that. So I'm just depressed for our city. And if this is a microcosm, God must be depressed on a regular basis. And this is supposed to be a red city. It's just amazing to me. So anyway, I guess, you know, the business part is I didn't get any placed, I didn't get any nibbles. And so I employed a couple of things. Remember I said it was a soft opening. So I did not go to places where I thought I could get machines. I just went to places right around here because first I wanted to get my spiel down. I mean, you know, having your presentation down is important. And you got to make sure you include all the right things in just the right order and say them in just the right way. And I didn't have that down. So I practiced that today. Some things that I noticed from the business standpoint. I walked in and I always say, is the owner or manager here? And they always say, I'm the manager. And then I go through my spiel and they say, well, I'll have to run it by the owner. Well, I just wasted 5 minutes. So at the end, after I changed my shirt, I went into a little gambling place here, and some young kid comes out. And instead of going through my spiel, I said, is the owner or manager? He said, well, the owner's not here yet. And I said, well, are you the manager? And he says, well, technically. And I said, well, I'm from P.B.M. Vending, and I was wondering about putting in a little coin-operated candy machine. What do you think? And he says, well, that's not my call. And okay, so that's how I'm going to have to do it. Just one sentence, one line, it's immediately going to weed you out. So, I don't know. It was hard for me when I got back. It's still hard. I've been back about an hour, and I'm still trying to digest spiritually what that means for the ministry, for the vending for our city, and how I want to, do I want to live in a godless city? I mean, I don't know how many people I talked to today, but it was a lot. And there might have been one or two Christians in there. But when I look back, I didn't see one cross, I didn't see one Bible, I didn't see one sticker on cars, I didn't see nothing. No semblance of Jesus anywhere. So I don't know how to digest that. I don't know what that means. I don't know what God is trying to show me. When 30 minutes right up the street, we're welcomed with open arms, and I have never lost in that city, Decatur. I've not lost one box. I have not. In fact, one business moved locations, took my box with them, and set me back up before I even knew they moved. I mean, that's awesome. And we got the complete opposite down here in Springfield. Well, I've rambled on long enough, but I think I'm gonna. I couldn't decide between the title on this. I'm either going to call it Godless City or Soft Opening, Hard Landing. I haven't decided yet. I guess we'll both be surprised. But we'll see you. We're going to pick it up. We'll figure it out. We'll pray about it, and we'll be back to you soon. See you on the next video.